We're going to talk about some of the other incredible things, but how did the Days of Our Lives roll, Dr. Rolf? How did that whole thing come your way? And what was that auditioning process like? And did they know that you were perfect, or how did that work? Because it's a great role and you're terrific at it.
It was kind of a surprise for me. It was during COVID. So during COVID, we moved into self-tapes for auditioning. So instead of going out, you were just and meeting a casting director, you were just recording yourself at home and recruiting somebody to read lines with you, in this case, my wife. And I auditioned for the role. I thought, oh, this is a nice part. This sounds great. I did not know that I was replacing another actor. I had no idea. And it wasn't until I got in the makeup chair and people were talking about, oh, you kind of look like William Ute. And I'm like, who? And it turned out that William Ute had done the role for 20 years and over 800 episodes. And then different actors that I would work with would tell me their stories about their relationship with Rolf and interactions they'd had with Rolf over the years, where maybe Drake Hodgson had been his assistant for a while or had been brainwashed by him. And I'm like, there's so much I don't know about my character, but I've been learning as I go. And
you were welcomed too, because sometimes when you're replacing somebody who's had a role for a long time, the crew, the other cast members, and the viewers are so used to that person and to their mannerisms and their way of doing what they do. And then for you to come in and have to take on the role as the other person moves on, was that a daunting task? And did everybody respond in a open door, welcoming way, whether it's viewers and others, like, okay, he's the new guy and let's root him on?
I think that everybody at Days, the cast and everybody I worked with, totally welcomed me with open arms and helped me, and they just were responsive to me, and it was really a pleasure to be there. And it was kind of fortuitous. Dr. Rolf was coming out of prison. I don't know how long he had been in prison, but he was coming out of prison with some other characters. There was this big scene with like 5 of us coming out of prison. We'd all gotten pardoned. And so it was, I have long hair. I have a ponytail. Well, William didn't. But, we just took on the thought that while he was in prison, he didn't cut his hair. And so it all kind of worked out that way. And they braid it and they make it look really nice. And it's just been really fun. And I have been welcomed, and it's been just a pleasure to work with these people. They're just amazing to work with. And a lot of my first storyline, a lot of it was with the character of Kristen, and Stacy Heidick was just great to work with. We'd get together, even though they had a lot of COVID protocols. So you would go and there was no like hanging out in the green room. You'd have to hang out in your dressing room. But we would put on masks and go stand outside and read lines, or we would meet in a dressing room, but stay far apart. But we'd run lines and stuff before we actually got to the set, and that really cemented things for me and helped me to fit in.
Which is perfect. It's a perfect scenario because it makes it easier for you to then take on the role and make magic with it, which is fantastic because people have really responded to you. And again, anybody who is a huge fan of Days of Our Lives and the soaps or the daytime dramas, they know you, they know the role, and you're very, very good at it. And